Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's your boy, Zach,
I'm Alex.
and this is Jones Boys Collectables. We're going to do a little bit different video. We wanted to do a tribute to the legend Ozzy Osbourne, who we lost on July 22nd. We got the sad news that day. Alex and I were both working. It was a long, chaotic day, and then the news broke that the Ozman had moved on to a different life. Oh, man, we were devastated.
As far as music goes, Zach and I have been listening to Ozzy since we were little kids. We have great memories of listening to him. Especially, I remember our dad always playing Mr. Crowley,
Oh, yeah.
and Zach and I made up our own lyrics to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we learned that day what color Mr. Crowley's hair. It was green.
Yeah.
So obviously Ozzy has kind of impacted everybody's lives, right? I mean, this guy was one of the godfathers of heavy metal, so he has a huge impact on the musical genre as a whole. Ozzy impacted our lives as well. Like being little kids, Alex and I, we used to listen to Ozzy all the time. We used to listen to Sabbath all the time. That was one of the bands that got us into the music that we're into today, and one of the guys that kind of got us into the music that we are in today. So, if it wasn't for Ozzy, I wouldn't be listening to what I'm listening to right now. So,
Absolutely.
when we were younger, I just remembered getting really hardcore into Ozzy and just learning all of his discography and learning all of his guitarists. A little known fact too, my parents are big Ozzy, or our parents are big Ozzy fans too, and they named us both after musicians, and I was actually named after Zakk Wylde, one of Ozzy's guitarists. I was like obsessed with Zakk Wylde when I was a little kid. Alex can contest to that. I still need to get one of his guitars one of these days. I'd love to get that bullseye pattern Epiphone. It'd be awesome.
I figured, why don't we maybe talk about our favorite Ozzy record?
Yeah, for sure. Alex, you want to go first, man?
Yeah, my favorite record that Ozzy Osbourne is featured on has got to be the first Black Sabbath album, Black Sabbath's Black Sabbath. Heavy metal was created when this album was released. I remember my first time hearing The Wizard, and that riff in the verse was so heavy to me. Like, maybe to not today's standards, but it was just so heavy and impactful, and I just fell in love with that song. This whole album, front to back, is great. No skips. Zach and I actually had the privilege of seeing Black Sabbath live. I can't remember what year it was.
It was 2016. We saw him in January, I believe, of 2016, and it was an incredible performance. To this day, it's still one of my top favorite shows that we've been to.
Yeah.
I'd put it in my top 3, honestly. It was an unforgettable experience. The songs were amazing. The performance was good. And like Ozzy's voice, I mean, from then to like middle of his career to just recently when he played his last show, his voice was still so powerful and iconic. It sounded so good. Dude has a voice that nobody could replicate. That, speaking of that record right there, that opening with Sabbath, with Black Sabbath, and the raining, and then like the bell chimes or whatever, and then it goes into that riff.
So heavy.
Oh my god, the tritones.
So heavy.
So heavy. It's so good. Another big song that we love on that we actually covered with our band quite a few times was NIB.
Yes.
We played that live a lot. That's another big song that I loved from them.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was another one we would cover a lot, pretty frequently.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah, actually, I got I'll share this poster that I got from that show when we saw them. This is a cool screen printed, hand numbered poster that we got. It's I saved a few pieces of the confetti there too, and we'll share this so that way you guys can actually see it. But yeah, I got my ticket on there, and they had these limited screen printed posters for the Chicago show that we ended up seeing them in 2016. Overall, it was a fantastic experience.
Unfortunately, was the first and only time we actually got to see Ozzy perform, but I'm glad that we have that memory of seeing him perform, because it was just, like Zach said, it was a phenomenal show.
Yeah. When I was younger, I think I was more of an Ozzy fan than a Sabbath fan. Don't get me wrong, I loved Sabbath. I did, but I don't think I appreciated them until I got older and became a musician.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then I really started loving them. So I feel like that show hit a lot different when
our parents played more Ozzy for us when we were younger. Yep. So I think I can speak for both of us in saying that we got into Sabbath, like we had to kind of get into Sabbath on our own. Like we were aware of Paranoid, we were aware of War Pigs,
Hmm.
but I think that Sabbath's discography wasn't getting played as much around us. So
Yep.
once we kind of dove into it on ourselves, we realized like, oh man, this stuff's really cool.
Yeah. And being a guitarist myself, I appreciate Tony Iommi so much. I mean, that guy, he became one of my favorite guitarists when I started like hardcore getting into guitar.
Oh yeah,
The original riff lord, you know,
and Geezer Butler too. I
dude.
mean, I don't think there's ever been a sound check where I haven't sound checked NIB. I always play that on bass. I think during every sound check I've ever done.
Such a fun riff.
So
It's very simple, but it's super fun. You know, they had the groove, they had the heaviness, they had everything. You know, and Bill Ward, I gotta do a shout out to Bill Ward here quick too. I feel like he is so underrated as a drummer. I mean, what he was doing back then, nobody else was doing. It's insane. And another cool thing about NIB too that I wanna kind of bring up is the storytelling aspect of NIB. For those of you who don't know, just a quick rundown of the song. Basically, Lucifer falls in love with a mortal woman, and he's basically asking for her hand, and he's trying to convince her to come with him, and that he can give her everything. That concept that never had been done before in
yeah.
music. Really, it's so cool. It's so unique. I love those kinds of things, like the uniqueness of stories or the uniqueness of music.
So what's your favorite Ozzy Osbourne record?
So I got two favorite Ozzy Osbourne favorite records. I wanted to show this one because I actually don't have the other one on vinyl and I really need to get it. But Blizzard of Oz, the classic. The first time when Ozzy went solo with Randy Rhoads. Randy's monstrous guitars on there. The solos are amazing. Mr. Crowley, dude, Crazy Train, the most iconic guitar riff in the world, arguably next to Smoke on the Water, right? One of every guitarist's first riffs that they ever learn, you know.
Absolutely.
This album front to back is nothing but bangers. And Revelation, Mother Earth, that's another one of my favorite songs on this record. This album is just so good. And kind of as Alex kind of spoke on earlier, Mr. Crowley was a huge song for us, and Crazy Train really too.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that's when my music elitism started, is because when we were kids, I told my dad that my favorite Ozzy song was Crazy Train. And he was like, what?
Yeah,
but to be fair, at the time, I didn't realize that was the song that we got radio play all the time. I didn't realize it was a single. Like, I just remember hearing that song, and I'm like, I love this song.
Yeah, you know what?
And sometimes singles are singles for a reason.
Right. And to this day, I still love that song.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like Metallica's Enter Sandman. Is it overplayed? Yeah, absolutely. But it's iconic for a reason, right?
Absolutely.
It just happens that way. Front to back, this album is fantastic. And this album, the reason I picked this one is because this album changed my life forever. I would say this album is what made me a diehard Ozzy fan, you know, after we heard it. So the other Ozzy record that I don't have with me that is my favorite is The Ultimate Sin. Very underrated record. Ozzy is known for not liking that record very much, but that album is another perfect album, another 10 out of 10 in my personal opinion. Every song on there is just fantastic. I mean, huge shout out to Shot in the Dark, right? That's one of the best Ozzy songs
God.
ever.
I will say, between Tuesday and Friday, I think I listened to Shot in the Dark 50 times.
Yeah, that song is amazing. Shout out to Jakey Lee, incredibly underrated guitarist. And, you know, like, obviously Randy Rhoads was huge, right? Everybody praises Randy Rhoads. Zach Wilde is one of the most known ones, too. But in my personal opinion, Jakey Lee, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. That dude was a monster. And actually, I have a funny Jakey Lee story a little bit here, too. He was playing with his band Red Dragon Cartel in our hometown here. I got the pleasure on my 18th birthday of picking him up from the hotel and then driving him to the venue. It was a really incredible experience. And then after the show, got to meet him again, and he remembered me picking him up, and he was like, "Hey, yeah, it's midnight. It's your birthday. Happy birthday!" So I guess technically the next day was my birthday, but regardless, it was the eve of my birthday. But yeah, that's a moment I'll never forget. My wife was talking with his wife quite a bit that night, and Jake's wife ended up giving her a guitar pick to give to me. So as a guitar pick, I cherish for the rest of my life here.
Another cool thing I'd like to show is this Ozzy Funko Pop of Diary of a Madman. Great Ozzy album. I have to show this because Over the Mountain is one of my favorite Ozzy songs. It's so good. My girlfriend actually got this for me. I've been cherishing it since she ever gave it to me, and now I'll cherish it even more since Ozzy's passing. Just would like to show that off. I know this is a collectible channel, so not necessarily like focusing on collectibles, but I think it's cool to just show some of the stuff that we've been collecting over the years.
Another 10 out of 10 album, too.
Absolutely.
And Randy's last one with Oz.
Zach, do you have anything else you would like to show?
Yeah, I got another thing that I'd like to share. So what I have here is a magazine that is autographed by Ozzy and Zakk Wylde. My dad actually gifted this to me when we were younger, since I was such a diehard fan. I don't know where he got this. I think he got it from a friend.
He was friends with a guy that went to a signing at a record store, an in-store. He had gifted our dad this magazine.
And then my dad gifted it to me. So thanks, Dad. I will. I have always cherished this, but now I have more of a reason to cherish it forever too. Actually, if you notice on here too, Ozzy signed 91 on there, so this was autographed in 91. So.
And actually, too, you actually got to meet Zakk Wylde at one point.
I did, yeah. I met him with Black Label Society. It's funny because, as I said earlier, I was a massive Zakk Wylde fan. At school, I never shut up about Zakk Wylde. I would draw him all the time and talk about him and talk about how great he was. And I made like a screen print poster of him and whatever, and my friends, they jokingly would call me Zakk Mild every once in a while. I made that screen print poster, and then it just so happened that we were going to Black Label Society show. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to bring one of these with, and I'm going to give it to him. And I gave it to him, and I kind of told him the Zakk Mild story, and he kind of laughed. It was pretty cool, pretty wholesome moment there. He was a really cool dude. So I guess the last thing that I have, and I don't want to bore you guys with all the details. You can probably Google this stuff online. But I got this really cool Ozzy Osbourne box set. This was released for what I think was the 25th anniversary of Diary of a Madman and of Blizzard of Oz. I can't remember exactly. Or it might have been the 30th. I can't remember. It was a while ago. It came with both of those records, some CDs with some demos. There was a Randy Rhoads guitar thing, that demo that he ended up doing just as a practice thing that kind of became really iconic. There's footage of Ozzy watching the producer playing.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's super, super cool. So that was in this box set as well. There was a book with some unreleased images, some pictures, and all sorts of cool stuff. And then the other thing too was this replica. I don't know if you guys can see this right here, but this replica of Ozzy's famous cross that he wears around his neck all the time too, that came in this box set too.
We just want to thank you guys for continuing to support our channel. Drop down below your favorite Ozzy song or your favorite Ozzy memory that you have. We'd love to hear it. I mean, it's hurt since we found out about it. It's going to continue to hurt, but I think it'd be fun if everyone would share their stories on stuff. So drop down below, let us know. Thank you for continuing to watch us.
Biggest thing with all of this too is, obviously this is a very sad time, but I am very grateful for being alive in the time that Ozzy Osbourne was alive. Just the fact that we got to experience this music and this art it's crazy. It's awesome that we've gotten to be able to do that. And I'm so thankful for Ozzy, and I'm so thankful that, everything that he's done for music and for us as individuals as well. Yeah. So thank you, Ozzy. We love you very much, and we hope that you're still rocking up there wherever you are, and that you're reunited once again with Randy Rhoads. Keep blasting those Ozzy songs and those Sabbath songs loud, and play them proud, my friends. R.I.P. Oz. We'll see you guys.
See yous.